"You don't scare me," she snapped, stepping forward with fire in her eyes. "You just stand there like a statue." Gasps rose from the crowd, all eyes locked on Ava Collins, the undefeated world boxing champion, her name etched in gold across arenas worldwide, now standing toe-to-toe with a silent tomb guard at Arlington National Cemetery. Cameras were rolling, phones were raised, and no one could believe what they were witnessing. It had all started earlier that afternoon. Ava had arrived on a spontaneous visit to DC, her goal simple: snap some photos, meet fans, and stir up social media buzz with her presence at a national monument. She walked with the swagger of a title holder, decked out in a sleek designer tracksuit and her signature braid whipping behind her. As soon as she was recognized, a swarm of fans formed. Selfies, autographs, laughter. Ava was in her element. She held up her championship belt for the cameras, smiling proudly as the attention swelled. But then she stepped too far. Beyond a modest rope barrier lay the tomb of the unknown soldier. It was quiet there, sacred. A lone tomb guard marched, his every footstep measured with unshakable precision. The air was different within that space, heavy, reverent, unbroken by time. A security officer moved in quickly and politely asked the crowd to remain behind the barrier. Most obeyed. Ava didn't. She laughed, brushing off the instruction like it was beneath her. "Sacred, I'm not causing trouble," she said, waving a dismissive hand. "Relax, I'm just here to pay respect." The officer's tone sharpened. "Ma'am, this area is protected. You must remain behind the line." Ava's smile thinned. "Do you know who I am?" she said louder, turning to the crowd. "I've fought around the world. I don't need a lecture about rules." That's when the tomb guard halted mid-march. The sound of his final step echoed like thunder. He turned with robotic grace, lowering his rifle to a formal stance between Ava and the tomb. His voice, though calm and precise, cut like a blade. "It is requested that all visitors remain behind the barrier. Maintain silence and respect." For the first time, Ava's posture faltered. But then ego surged through her again. She squared up slightly, fists curling at her sides, her tone turned biting. "You think you're tough because you can march in a straight line." The guard didn't blink, didn't flinch. He was pure discipline, pure silence. The crowd no longer smiled. Even her fans stepped back. Phones stopped recording for excitement and began capturing tension. She took another step. Her voice rose. "You just stand there with a gun. Try lasting 10 rounds in the ring, then talk to me about discipline." But the guard offered no reply, no movement. He was a wall, not of arrogance, but of principle. And in his silence, Ava began to feel something she hadn't in a long time, small. The crowd was hushed. A veteran in the back whispered softly, "He's not guarding stone. He's guarding ghosts." Ava blinked. Something in her shifted. She lowered her fists. Her breath slowed. Her eyes searched his face, but found no emotion, no pride, no judgment, just presence. That's when she realized she hadn't just crossed a line, she'd trampled over something sacred. She stepped backward, then again. The crowd watched, unsure of what would come next. Then, without a word, Ava removed her cap. Her sunglasses came off. She turned to face the tomb, and with no ceremony, no showmanship, she dropped to one knee. Not in defeat, but in reverence. The crowd followed. One by one, hats were removed, heads bowed, phones lowered. The silence was total. After a full minute, Ava rose. Her eyes were glassy now, her shoulders no longer square with pride, but heavy with understanding. She gave a quiet nod to the guard, then turned and walked away. No photos, no posturing, just a quiet exit under the weight of something far greater than fame. That night, Ava posted a black screen with white text. No logos, no tags. It simply read, "Today I faced someone stronger than me. He didn't raise his hands. He didn't speak. He stood, and I learned what real discipline is. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I will never forget." It went viral, not because of the confrontation, but because of the change. Because sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the ones shouted from a podium, but the ones whispered through silence. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? So real strength isn't measured by the power of your punch or the size of your following. It's measured by your ability to kneel when it matters, to respect what stands taller than pride. And sometimes the bravest ones don't fight back. They simply stand, and the world falls silent around them. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop your thoughts below.